So I'm going to do my top 40 tracks of Nitro-Fueled. I was just thinking of it, and I'm doing my 40 to 21 right now because I'm pretty tired and I haven't thought the whole thing through. So we're just going to go from 40 to 21. So let's get started. This is like the easiest way I can like go through the tracks. So I'm gonna So number 40, my least favorite track, honestly, in the game, if I'm going to be quite honest, is actually Retro Stadium slash Retro Stadium. Since it's 40, it says it's on 40 in the PS4 version. I'm just doing those, but yes, Retro Stadium slash Turbo Track. So that takes 40 and 39. It's just graphically, like visually wise, definitely the least interesting track in the, like, visually wise. I know it's definitely a lot of people's not, like, people don't mind the actual, I know, like, some people actually really like, the track layout. I'm not really a big fan. Yes, that corner is, I guess when you perfect it's cool, but even then I just think it's a bit of a stupid corner. I don't know, it's definitely not, it's definitely, I just think, the weakest, like, my least favorite track in the game, and it just shows that doing more doesn't always mean it's going to be better. Like, it's definitely not the most, like, you know, like, thought out track, but, like, I know there's simpler tracks, but I actually prefer them than a track like this that I just never really enjoy. So, yeah, it's basically place 40 and 39. So, number 38, gonna have to be Inferno Island. Now, I don't know why, but in the original, I actually really liked it. It's the exact same. It's actually probably better than this version, because what's saving this, honestly, from being the last is, don't worry, like 90% of this does come down to, like, the track layout. But the reason I put this over Turbo Track is because I just think this is a visually really, like, pretty track. And yeah, I just think this is a really nice looking track. Like, I really like it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give number 38 to Inferno Island. There's not much to say. It's pretty dull. It's definitely, in my opinion, weaker than Crash Code, but I mean, yeah, I'm not a big fan of this track. Now 37, I know this is a lot of people's actually least favorite. I don't know why I like this one a bit more, but 37 is Slide Coliseum. Couldn't put this much higher. I do like the background being, like, you know, the future area, like, based on Warped. I think one thing I don't know, I just like this track layout more. I know it's the warm, but I kind of like the sliding. I'm not saying this is a great track by any means, but one more thing is, as you can see, like right here, I did like the holograms. I did like when, like, the start of the game, that's when we first saw the trophy girls, actually, before we knew they were confirmed. But yeah, I actually do quite like this track, to be quite honest with you. I mean, no, I don't love it, but it's definitely no, actually I don't love it. I don't know why, but I definitely like it better than the other three. I don't know, it's still not really that much of a special track, but I know this is also a lot of people's, like, most, like, least favorite track. This will Dragon Mines, but I don't know, I actually think it's better than Turbo Track and Inferno Island. Now the next track, I would say 40 to 36, in my opinion, are the only tracks I'm not fond of. Like, when I get the track, I'm not fond of playing. After like 35 and onwards, I actually love the tracks in some way or another. But the last track that I just am not a fan of, and I would put it lower, but I have to give it some respect. And I know this one is very controversial. This one is quite, like, I don't think, like, it's definitely not the most popular track, but I know it's definitely like more favorited than but every time we get this track, especially when people do 5 laps, 7 laps, I usually don't want to play it because it is none other than Tiny Arena. I've definitely, this track's better than this game, but I've never liked this track. I know some people love it. I've never liked it in the original. I don't like it in this game. It's just, there's nothing to me you tell me one bit that stands out. I don't think there is. It's just rampy, and I know some people like that, but it's just too long. It feels, and you know what, I'm pretty sure it's shorter than Electron Avenue, but it feels longer because it feels redundant. Electron Avenue, like, there's iconic moments. This is just, like, whenever we play this, I'm never excited. Like, I'm always actually kind of dreading this track. I don't know, there's just, I'm not even that good at the track, but it's just, like, this scenery is amazing, but, like, the track in general, not a fan at all. Honestly, I think I could put it a bit lower, but are being quite generous, to be honest. I actually think Sky Coliseum I like better, but I think Tiny Arena just is a better track in general. It's just not for me at all. Never been a fan of this track. Never. But yeah, that's Tiny Arena for you. It's definitely my least favorite CTR, like not including Turbo Track and that, but you know, the original 16, not including those 2 side tracks, definitely my least favorite in the original CTR, and it always kind of has been. So yeah, number 26 has to go to 36. I am tired. I don't know why I'm doing this now, but number 36 has to go to Tiny Arena. So number 35, oh, I lost my train of thought. I just need a... Number 35, so as I said, 35 and onwards, I do... Oh, I know what it is. So number 35, in my opinion, this was the only Grand Prix track. Like the deals, not like the downloadable during the Grand Prix. The only one that was a bit disappointing, and that's to go to Spyro Circuit. I thought about it, and I'm like, this track visually is great, but I think it's the more... Like, when Spyro... I just expected this track to be so much more for a Spyro track. And unfortunately, I feel like it's just not that fun to play on. A big issue is the teleporting. You can literally set a trap and it'll always get it, you. I don't know, just... I think if this was not even, like... I think the only thing saving this is the design, like Inferno Island, but... I do still semi-enjoy doing this track though, but I definitely think this is by far the weakest Grand Prix track. I think, especially since it's Spyro, like, this is the Spyro track. Like, you know what I mean? If I had a different theme, I would probably still have it around here, but like, I think I'm more mad at this track because it was Spyro themed, and the fact that it was just, in my opinion, wasn't that good of an actual track, it's quite disappointing. My favorite part, honestly, is what we see on screen here, like this area. Other areas, I don't know, it felt, the track didn't feel great. One thing I'll give this track though, I do think the whole, you know, the gem collecting was brilliant, you know, Sparks always being on every character, that is great. Like, those little touches are amazing, but unfortunately I don't think it's enough to make me want to put this track any higher, so unfortunately Spyro Circuits actually have to go on number 35. I know that's a bit tough, but I can't help my feeling of this track. It's just, I was hoping for so much more, to be honest with you guys. So number 34 is... Oh, Jesus, I always forget. Okay. Number 34. I shouldn't have done this when I was tired, but... Number 34 is... I want to just look slowly because I don't want to get this wrong. Ooh. Oh, I know. Yes, I remember now. Number 34 is Roost Tubes. Now, I really do love this track, and definitely I feel like I'm being a bit unfair because I know there's going to be simpler tracks like Crash Cave and Coco Park that are quite higher than this. And the thing that I love about this track is the visuals. It's so pretty in this game, like in the ocean. But I don't know, like this is, as I said, I actually think it's 34 to 1 because I'm actually not a big fan of Spyro. But now, honestly, now every track I do like in some way or another. This track just felt a bit, I don't know, like, it is weird because this is almost nostalgic courses, but like, when I play it, it's just like, wow, this is like, I feel like this is more simple than Crash Code. Like, this is just a very base, simple track. And, yeah, like, there's not too much to say. I like, you know, it is very memorable, but I don't know, I wouldn't put this any higher. Like, I just think every track, in my opinion, is better. And I know I'm being a bit, I don't know, I don't have a real good reason, there's not too much to it, so yeah, I'm gonna like keep my thing and give Roost Tubes 34. Still like, anyway, from 34 to 1, I really do like all the tracks, so. Number 33, I'm gonna have to give to, I'm like pretty positive, yes, I think it's Meteor Gorge. Now, this track is honestly really fun. Like, I actually really like this track. Definitely for me, one of the lesser visually pleasing tracks. I like the steampunk look, but I've never been a big fan of the actual look of this track. The actual gameplay of it is still really fun. Like, I still really like the gameplay of this track, but I don't know, like, I feel like some people think I praise it too high. Some people think it's like one of the best, like, tracks ever. Like, it is a fun track, but I don't know, like, it's definitely one of the less memorable tracks to me, by far. But I still do really like this track. I just think it's a bit overrated, because I actually think this track gets quite a bit of praise, and it is a really good track. I love little Nash, like, enemies there. But, yeah, this was another one I don't really have too much to say, to be honest with you guys. It's not a track I have too much to talk about, so. But number 32 is actually right around here, Hyperspaceway. Now, this is another controversial one, because I know a lot of people like this track more than I do. But I'm just going to be honest with you guys. It's just, to me, nowhere as good as the original. It was just it's always been disappointing. I know, I still found it cool the way they went with it, but I don't know, just not having that other section, and the final laser section just wasn't as good. I also think me being not that good at the track makes you just like it a bit more, but like, in general, I'm just not a big fan of this one. Like, it's okay, like, I don't know. It's cool, like, it is a cool setting, but I just don't know, it doesn't compare to the original to me. Like, I don't know, it's just one of the only tracks I've always had this gripe a bit better games, because I just, I like the original so much that, yeah, I just couldn't put it any higher. I still do enjoy this track. It's definitely not a track when I get, I'm gonna be like, ugh, like 36 to 40, but it's definitely not my favorite. And I feel quite stupid, because I think this was 32. I really hope this was 32, but I'm having like a bad, like, mind fart of, yes, this was 32. Okay, so number 31 I'm gonna have to give to, if I stand correct, oh, Jesus, awkward. Oh, yes. I think I know what track it is. Do I know what track this is? Oh, yeah. 31 I'm going to give to Dragon Mines. Now, I definitely don't hate this. I know there's some people actually like this track, but I don't know why this track is, like, so hate. Like, I think it has so much charm to it. Definitely one of the prettiest tracks in my opinion. And don't get me wrong, this track isn't the funnest. Like, it is annoying, but I actually have grown to really like this track. But there are a few issues that wouldn't make me put this any higher, but I still do appreciate Dragon Mines. It's very memorable to me. Like, the spiral is honestly kind of annoying, but I love it at the same time. But still, I wouldn't put this actually too much higher, but like, I don't know how some people have it, like, their bottom track of the game. But yeah, I wouldn't actually have this much higher, but yeah, I do really like Dragonlands, and I don't know how it could really go much lower than this. I mean, higher either though. Not much, like, there's actually a lot to say about Dragonlands, but I think I've kind of said what I have to say. Number 30, I do remember number 30 now. So number 30 is Barren Ruins. I've actually grown to really like this track. I think it's like Meteor Gorge. The only thing is Meteor Gorge and this do have a very similar design. Yes, I know it's both from Nash's Island, well, planet, but yeah. One thing in my opinion, I think the Wrecking Ball should be going in like continuously. Like, I think the switch boxes, I know like they want to keep it from the original, but I always thought that was kind of annoying because I don't know. Yeah, actually, this is like the only track I'd really consider like a semi, like the lava track of the game. Even then, it doesn't feel too lava based. This track also, like, when I see it, I don't think, oh my god, Crash Bandicoot. That's not the point. Nitro Kart's so different and weird. But I've grown to actually really quite like this track quite a bit, and I'm pretty good at this one. So yeah, it's definitely grown on me quite a bit. The whole seahorses going lava, I've always found that weird. The robot enemies, I don't know this. I think the weirdness of this track I've always kind of liked in a way though. So I'm gonna give 30 to Barren Ruins. Now for 29, which I actually think This is also, not gonna lie, not gonna be the most popular choice, because I know a lot of people like this track, but I'm gonna have to give number 29 to Out of Time. So I actually do really like this track, but this and Hyperspaceway, to me personally, I do think, okay, let me get this clear before. I do think this track does play better than the original, but this and Hyperspace were the two tracks that I really think I didn't like the changes too much, design wise as well. Like design wise, I just don't really like the new look. No, it does go from the old look. I do like it, but I think honestly, I'm just gonna be honest, the main thing that really bugs me, and I know my close friends who I play CTO know this, I never understood why the worms were removed, because in my opinion, the worms were like the plants of the Puppies pyramid. Like they were definitely the most memorable enemy in Nitro Kart, like as a hazard. And I would love to know, I would love the developers to like, I know it's too late now, but I would really like to know why they were removed. Like maybe it was too much, I don't know. That took away the more, I feel like that made this track stand out, and it does stand out, but to me, if that worms were in there, I'd actually put this a bit higher. I don't know, the worms being removed though was kind of a big deal to me. Like, I don't know, it's a bit odd. Like, it just made it would have gave this track a bit more character than just making it like a desert track with like a little clock section. Like, I don't know, I still do really like this track, but the worms really bugged me and I can't put it any higher up because of that. Now, number 28 is a track I still really like, but honestly, to be honest with you guys, it would be much lower if it wasn't as good in this game, and that is Mystery Caves. So I still think the actual track design layout, it's definitely grown on me. It's still definitely not one of my favorite layouts in a track, but visually wise, it's such a step up from the original. Like, honestly, Mystery Caves was my least favorite. Actually, no. Other than Tiny Arena, it definitely was my least favorite in the original, and it was just because even the design of it was just bleh. And I never even knew, by the way, that they were turtles in the original. I really didn't. But this is grown on me. I still do think the issue and a big reason why this track can't go high, in my opinion. I've always loved this, like the photo we're getting right here, the lava section. But the turtle jumps have always and still are a bit clunky to me. Like, they still don't feel quite right. Like, I don't know, I've never been the biggest fan of that. It definitely is unique, but I definitely, yeah, it didn't. I also do like how they gave this level like a very dinosaur theme, a very like warped dinosaur theme. And it's kind of funny because I feel like this dinosaur level is kind of based, now that we know about Crash 4, I feel like this one's kind of based off the warped one, like, you know, because in Warp they were kind of like in the dark areas, and then like the new one, Prehistoric, is kind of based off the new Crash 4 dinosaur thing. But anyway, this level, if we were going original CTL, let's just say it was still bland looking, it would be way lower. But I think 28 for me is quite a high step, because I never liked this track in the original, but I've really grown to like Mystery Caves quite a bit now. So yeah, that's number 28 for Mystery Caves. Now 27, I feel like people are going to go on me for this, and I still, as I said, I really do like all the tracks now, but number 27, I'm gonna have to give to, oh yes, I'm gonna have to give to Drive Through Danger. Now, I do really like Drive Through Danger. Do I think it was, in my opinion, the coolest final track? Like, actually, you know, track wise, yes, but do I think, because the track is actually quite fun and it's quite, I love the challenge on it, but do I think visually, I don't know if I like the whole drive through like in space. Like, I think a reason why is because, you know, like the final level track in each, I guess they want to keep it, but I didn't really think we needed another final space track, because it kind of was the final level in Nitro-Fueled, you know what I mean, in the Grand Prix, and I would have preferred maybe, I don't know, a different theme. Like, the track itself I do really like, still not one of my favorites though, but I still really do like it, but it really does just remind me of Oxide Station and Hot Air Skyway Baby, and I still do like this track, but I think the other tracks just had more charm. Definitely like this better than Spyro Circuit, but I think the other tracks had more charm in my opinion. Saying this, I do really love this track as well. I think mainly for me, I don't know, I think the design-wise, it's a bit too similar to Oxide Station. Like, I don't know, I just don't think we need to have another space track. And I know, if we're going off track-wise, it definitely is like, probably be a few levels higher, but I'm going a bit off design-wise. Yeah, the music, I think the only thing I really do like about this track though is the actual track. Because the actual, everything else, the atmosphere, it just doesn't feel quite right to me. Saying that, the track carries, yeah, this one a lot. Saying that, I still do really like this one. Like, I still love the, even though the drive-through thing's a bit weird, I do like the style of the drive-through man talking, and I've always liked that. But yeah, I still love this track, but I guess I just like the other ones better. I don't really, that was just my reasoning. So yeah, that is number 27. So number 26 now, number 26, sorry, I'm having a bit of a brain fart. I think I'm gonna go with, yeah. So this is one of my favorite tracks in the level. It's definitely not stuck to me as much now. I still love this track, but number 26 is Assembly Lane. Now, I really like this track. This is definitely one of the ugliest tracks, but in a good way. Like, I still think this is really visually designed well, and definitely better than the original. Because in the original, I remember when we went in the factory section, it gave me too much engine engine labs. It was too similar. In this game, yes, it's still like, oh yeah, it's still like engine labs, but it's way less. And I actually agree with a lot of people's assumptions that this level, it feels like a tiny arena and Engine Labs hybrid, because it really does, but it's a really good way. I think the coolest thing about this level is the stompers. One little nitpick, there's not really issues, I just think, again, I like the other levels better than this one, just can stand out as well. But one little nitpick I'd say is, you know, the sucking thing? I think that is another example of where it shouldn't have been a crate activation, because that freaking thing, I genuinely have never got captured by that thing on an actual, like, by someone doing it right. It's always, I just went into it for fun. And for some reason, I guess maybe I was just a kid, but in the original Nitro Kart, it even felt more hard to dodge, but I don't know, maybe not. In general, I think that switch shouldn't be a switch, that should just be instant going and give it that little challenge. But, like, I like the shortcuts, yeah, and I really like what they do with this track, honestly. It's very good. So number 25, if I remember, is the lovable Twilight Tour. I honestly have grown to like this track a lot more, trust me, because if we were doing this like 6 months ago, or even 7, 8 months ago when I was, oh my god, geez, it's actually been that long ago since I've really played Nitro-Fueled actually, you know, like 7 to 8 months ago, I would put this probably at like 34, but well, not on visual, because this is visually amazing how they did the Arabian levels and the Egyptian levels from Warped into one, intertwine them so we could get 2 like themes out the way. I love that. The track at the start I do think was a bit, I still do think while this isn't a bit higher, I still do have that feel. Oh my god, I don't remember this was 25 or 26. Oh, I really hope it's 25. I hope it's 25. I think it is 25. I really hope it's 25. Yeah, I wouldn't, but I still do think this track's a bit wide, but after I've really mastered the Sacred Ultra Fire, the Blue Fire, it's gone way better. But that's also an issue. I know a lot of tracks have this issue, in a way. But this is a track, if you get the Ultra Fire like before and you make one mistake, you can't, especially online, you kind of lost already. And I don't know if I've never been a big fan of that in a lot of the tracks, and that is unfortunately in a lot of the tracks in this game. But I feel like this one especially, like, there's no coming back, in my opinion. Saying that, this track has really definitely grown on me. So I really do like this track. So yeah, that's number 24, no, 25, I'm hoping it's 25. So, number 24, Oh, I'm a bit stuck now, honestly. To be quite frank with you guys, I'm a bit stuck. No, definitely. I think I'm gonna give number 24 to Sewer Speedway. Now, this track was honestly, I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys, it was my second favorite track in the original CTR. Actually, I think it was my favorite. And it's just unfortunate that they've definitely made it better, but I don't care what anyone says. It does not feel the same as the original CTR. This is the one track in the Insane trilogy, in the original CTR, in my opinion, that they didn't master. They didn't do too well on. I'd give this like a 7 out of 10 compared to the original. And this is the reason I have to put it this low, is because I feel like it's just not. It just unfortunately doesn't have that same feeling. I may be the only one that feels, and I'm definitely not the only one who thinks this way, but it's still a very great track. Still love, you know, all the stuff in it, but it unfortunately doesn't have that magic feel that the original did. And that's why I'm going to put this at 24. So number 23, oh, I forgot about you. I love Tiger Temple. I didn't think, by the way, but I forget, I actually would have put him around here. But 23, I'm going to give Tiger Temple. I love this track. I feel like this is definitely an underrated track. I love it. Like, I love the hops, I love the jumps, I love the music. The shortcut is a bit horrible online to do because it lags, but I don't know, I know this is probably a bit high, but I've always really liked Tiger Temple. So I think this is honestly a pretty good spot to put it at. So I'm actually happy for 23 for Tiger Temple. I really like that track. So number 22, oh, I know exactly. I do obviously feel like some people don't like this, I know a lot of, like, especially the competitive players don't like this, but I'm sorry, I think Koala Carnival, yes, when I first beat it, I was thinking, oh, I thought this would be a bit longer, but I think this one gets a bit too much crap. I think aesthetic-wise, looks-wise, it looks amazing. And I just think it's a blast. Like, I like how the blue fire is not too hard. And I know a lot of people, I know this is a very mixed, I know a lot of people love this track, and a lot of people don't like this track. And I've always been more of the, I really like this track. I don't think it deserves, I don't know, I just think this one, people got a bit too salty on this one for being too short. I don't know, I've always really liked this track. Saying that one thing, the only issue I really have is I think the whole Koala Carnival, it does not fit Koala Kong at all. It should have been based maybe even Von Clutch, or they really should have made this one based off Rillaroo, because it feels more like a Rillaroo, like, because, you know, it's a circus pants, or even Von Clutch or Pasadena, but I don't know, but that doesn't really change at all. The actual aesthetic for this is amazing. I really do like this track. I don't know, I like the obstacles, I like the ramp, I love, like, the little rainbow section. That reminded me of a Mario Kart Rainbow Road, to be honest. I don't know, maybe the ring maybe it is a bit, I don't know, I don't know why this one gets quite a bit of slack. The only thing with this one is also, if you get hit, it's kind of over. So it's, yeah, but I don't know, I actually do really like this track, to be quite honest. So 21, so that's be the last one on this list. What track is not gonna make it to the top 20 for me? I'm leaning towards Oxide Station. Or maybe Coco Park. I know I'm gonna get hate because I know Coco Park's so high, but I'm going to actually have to go with Oxide Station. I still love this track. I think it's actually really good. It's really grown on me. I remember I had a grudge against this track this track back in the day, but I've really grown to really like this track, and I think it's definitely the strongest final track out of the 3 space tracks. I don't know why. I know a lot of people disagree with this. This is definitely unpopular opinion. I do think I like this track better than the original. I don't know. I thought the jumps felt a bit better. And I do really like the track, but this is definitely a track I couldn't do, like, I don't like doing more than once a day. Like, I don't know, it is a bit long. I know for fun track it's good. I still think there's there's not many issues. I just like the other ones better. Definitely think this is a better track than Coco Park, but I'll explain why Coco Park probably just, I like Coco Park just a bit more than this one. I know it's a very unpopular opinion. But yeah, I do really like Oxide Station, and the City Dale City area, you know, honestly does have like some, like, I look at the 4. I think personally is the weakest out of the 4, but it's still a really, really great track. But yeah, that's number 21, and I'm gonna end it there. Sorry if I was a bit slow. I am quite tired, but yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll make part 2 like probably tomorrow or something.